First time for ads, social media, and aeroplanes. Vaughn Davis from tgf.co.nz. Good morning to you, Vaughn.
Hello, how are you?
Very well. Let's start off talking about the Hilux campaign, which we mentioned a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, hokey pokey.
Yeah.
Divided opinion online initially. I loved it, and it turns out that New Zealand loved it as well. The Ad Impact Award for September, which is a measure of sort of reach and recall and all those, important things for advertisers. Hokey Pokey came out on top,
Okay.
which is pretty cool. As much sometimes a reflection of the media weight. So something that plays once at 2 a.m. is not going to have great ad impact.
Yeah.
But it's it's that sort of happy mix of
And-
high frequency and memorable creativity.
And they'd buy at peak times, like during the news and stuff, wouldn't they?
Oh yeah. Toyota's got a bit of coin.
Yeah.
So most people have seen it. But interestingly, I was walking down the beach with someone from Saatchi and Saatchi the other day. Sounds romantic, doesn't it? It was romantic.
As you do.
But he told me this. He said that not one but two people told him that they had been watching delayed coverage of the rugby, like they'd recorded it on their MySkies, right? And they were watching it, and this ad came up, and they paused, went back, and watched it.
They pause, hold, engage?
Pause, hold, engage, yes. Went back and watched it 2 or 3 times, which is, that's every ad man's wet dream. They like this ad so much.
Who does that?
Without a word of a lie. So,
Come on.
on the one hand, the whole, digital video recorder time shift of viewing is the death of the 30-second ad. But on the other hand, it's an opportunity if the stuff is really
That's
good.
someone who needs a life.
No, well, they seemed like real people to me. It's an opportunity for people to engage deeply and enjoy the content.
Okay, we'll talk about engaging. What about social media advertising and how engaging that is?
Yeah, JWT, which is the New Zealand branch of one of the global ad agencies, just came out with an infographic.
A few cold hard facts.
Yeah, I mean it's cute. It's in that standard infographic. There should be an infographic bot that you can just put a spreadsheet in.
So there you go, referencing what we were just talking about. 1 in 5 Kiwis actively ignore TV ads.
Yeah, they say this will be self-reported.
69% of Kiwis say they don't pay any attention to advertising. 56 say they claim to leave the room during ad breaks. I definitely switch over.
Oh,
I
sure
can't
you
stand.
do.
I do. Kiwis fast forward advertising and recorded material. I don't record anything anyway. 1/3 of Kiwis would accept a lower standard of living if it meant no ads.
That's a wacky sort of question. What was the question?
Well, yeah.
Would you only change your underpants every 2 days if you could be advertising free? I don't know.
More oil on the beaches.
Yeah, but the bottom one's interesting. Right down the bottom there, which is
Yes.
85% of New Zealanders find targeted social media advertising irrelevant. So this is the stuff that pops up in your YouTube pre-rolls based on the other stuff you've watched. It's the stuff
that's really frustrating.
It's really frustrating, isn't it? Because especially when it's a really short video.
Yeah.
If it's only a 15-second clip, you're getting 5 seconds of that with a little ad coming over the top.
We're also talking about the ads down the side of the Facebook page.
Yeah, the targeted Facebook social site. But this is a booming segment. So the Herald this morning ran a story that referenced a Gartner survey in the States that said that social advertising is going to hit $10.3 billion in the US next year. So there's a bit of money being spent, and if indeed people are resistant to this, relevant advertising, they need to think a bit harder.
I mean, you being an ad man, you've probably clicked on a few of those ads, gone, oh, this is.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff I click on, I'm not clicking on as a human being. I'm clicking on just to sort of find out, and especially those one-day ones, get 50% off fish and chips in your neighbourhood, and you click on it and it's for leg waxing.
To be honest, I don't often, even if there's an ad that might catch my eye, I mainly don't click because I think it's risky. I think clicking on advertising is a risky thing to do.
Yeah, and a lot of people won't, will still never click on a banner at all. They'll go where they want to go. Thank you very much.
Might take me to a fishing site. I don't know.
Yeah, well, yeah. And interestingly, the ads, the quality and tone of ads has a big impact on the perception of the brand of the media channel. This is something that was drummed into me back when I was writing radio ads years and years and years ago. And now we're seeing some pretty dodgy-looking ads coming up on Facebook. Crazy weight loss schemes, and dermatologists hate this 55-year-old woman, and so on.
Yeah,
and you go, it actually sort of cheapens the brand. So something they want to watch.
Have you fallen into the age bracket yet on Facebook where you get the Viagra advertising?
No, I haven't. I haven't.
Let's move on to something about a weather.
Yeah, this is interesting. This is something called sick weather. Speaking of targeted ads, because the whole idea of this is they want to run some targeted ads. You remember a couple of years ago, Google launched Flu Trends, which was pretty clever, based on people's search terms, if they're searching headache or runny nose or whatever, or day off or whatever you might be searching.
Pretty accurate.
Yeah, pretty accurate. They were able to predict where flu outbreaks would happen in the States, and retailers were using it to actually control their logistics. So, more flu medication would be shipped to areas with high flu trends ahead of people actually wanting the stuff, which was pretty cool. So a place called Sick Weather in the States, which is a startup, it's in private limited beta, it doesn't really exist yet, has monetized this whole thing. And they've come up with a social scraping site that looks at Facebook, looks at Twitter, and based on what you're saying and where you're located, it tells you in which zip codes, which area codes you're going to get different things breaking out. So if you don't want to get stomach flu, don't go to 90210 or wherever. And at the same time, of course, you're looking at ads for relevant medications sitting up on the page.
Perfect for a paranoid North American population.
And no shortage of them. Yeah. So it's sure to be a great success. It's one of those ones where the guys will probably sell a company before it even goes live. It's cute.
Sick weather.
Yeah.
All right, on to Twitter Tussle.
Yeah, I don't know if this is old or new or I'm just outside the loop, but it's cute. So Twitter, you can go your Radian 6s and your paid social media monitoring tools, but Twitter Tussle just reduces it all to a fight between two birds. I mean, not actual feathered birds, not jelly wrestling. So you just enter two search terms, let the two little birds fight, and see who wins.
So a current thing in the news, obviously the Rena thing. What would we put Rena up against?
Oh, so Macaw, maybe?
Macaw?
MCCAW, Macaw.
Okay.
And let's see who wins. May the best tweet win.
Do the Tussle. So this is basically scraping what people are saying on Twitter and seeing what is most talked about.
Yep, in tweets per minute.
Over a certain length of time.
And the result is...
Rena wins.
Rena wins with 4 tweets per minute. What's Macaw getting?
He's only getting 0.27.
0.27 tweets per minute. There you go. We're focused on the big stuff. Well done, New Zealand.
I imagine
Tussle.
Carter might have a week ago.
At its height. Yeah. But I mean, Rena versus Bieber, I think you tried before, and I think it was fairly conclusive, wasn't it?
Rena versus Bieber.
You got to spell it right this time.
Yeah, Bieber, that's right.
I mean, Twitter is, Bieber. Clout is Bieber, Twitter is Bieber, everything's Bieber.
Yeah. But Bieber versus God, I think Bieber wins. Bieber versus God, but anyway, Bieber obviously wins four. Actually, it's not many. 4.43 tweets per minute, and Rena 3.9. Didn't Rena just come out at 4 point something before?
Yeah.
Hang on, what's
do you know
going
what?
on
Maybe
here?
the whole thing's just rubbish. Maybe it's just two birds fighting with a random number generator. Oh my God, we've misled the listeners.
Wow.
Or maybe you misspelled Bieber. Don't know. Well, maybe all the Bieber people are asleep because
is Bieber B-I or B? I don't know. Who cares?
Anyway, flying, crashing.
Yeah.
So this is almost a neck minute story. So this came out the other day. There's an airline in Central South America called Aeropostal, which I thought was a brand of jeans, but they're also an airline. Landing in this little airport, neck minute, engines fall off. This dude landed so hard that his engines went...
Now, this is one of those Boeings with the engines at the back rather than on the wings.
DC-9.
Oh, DC-9, okay.
Yeah. So you don't see a lot of these in New Zealand, but they are all over the States. They're like the 737 of... The key competitor to the 737. So two little stubby pods out the back with the engine on. This dude landed so hard the damn things fell off.
Crike.
No one was seriously injured. No one was hurt. But boy,
that's a hard landing, yeah.
That's a seriously hard landing. Yeah, that airplane's going to, if it has a life, it's going to be as a novelty restaurant. It's not going to fly again.
Wow.
Poor thing. But it got me onto a website called aviationsafety.net. So aviation-safety.net, and I'm sure it has a serious purpose, but boy, it's just crash porn. If you want to see pictures of crashed airplanes as they happen, aviation-safety.net is just full of it.
If you're paranoid and you want to make yourself more paranoid.
Yeah, but also full of interesting things, like you go to an airfield and see, okay, well, I'm going to be flying into Darwin or Invercargill. What's the crash history? Is it a crashy kind of place? And you can find out, how many people have died and when and all that useful kind of stuff.
Oh.
But also lots of sort of weird photographic galleries, including 256 photographs of aeroplane emergency exits.
Yeah, that's pretty strange, eh?
It's really weird. I don't know. I can't think of any earthly reason why you might want 256 photographs of aeroplane emergency exits.
I don't know, if I was on an aircraft just going around taking photos of exits, I think there'd be a few questions raised.
Yeah.
Intentions.
You'd be slower through the TSA search line next time you're in the States.
Yeah.
Hey, but last bit of aviation news. If you happen to be in the Waikato, there's an air show tomorrow.
Tomorrow, okay.
Well, today.
Friday.
Today's
Friday.
the industry day,
Yeah.
and I think Friday through Sunday is or maybe Friday and Saturday are the public days. It's called Flair, F-L-A-I-R. If you look up nzflair.com. It's I hope it's a success, but I have a funny feeling. Designed to capitalise on the tens of thousands of aviation industry investors who are here for the World Cup. Oh yeah, they are. So down at Te Kowhai, which is a little airfield outside of Hamilton, you can see things like the Martin Jetpack, the PAC 750, which is
that was in the cloud the other day.
And a bunch of New Zealand aviation innovations, because what a lot of people don't know, there's a Pacific Aerospace down in Hamilton, designs and builds aircraft. We have a small aviation industry based down there, so good chance to go and check it out if you're in the Waikato.
Very cool.
And it's not raining.
nzflair.com.
Yeah.
And tgf.co.nz is where you'll find this as a video once more. Vaughn Davis on Twitter. Thanks very much, Vaughn.